Welcome to Empowering You, a strengths-based podcast for leaders of leaders, with your host, Dr. Shauna T. Sobers.
Hello, leaders. Welcome back to Empowering You. I'm your host, Dr. Shauna T. Sobers, and today we're going to be talking about the 5 clues to talent. Now, not everyone can pay I think now $25 to purchase the CliftonStrengths from Gallup. So how would I go about figuring out what my talents are? And remember, talent, the definition that we're using from Gallup, is a natural, reoccurring pattern of 3 things: thought, feeling, and behavior that can be productively applied. Okay, so how do I figure this out if I don't have the funds to take this assessment? Well, today we have for you 5 clues, questions that you can ask yourself and look out for, observe in Marcus Buckingham's book, Go Put Yourself to Work. He actually has green cards and red cards that will have you take a week or 2 weeks to think about which are the activities that you're doing that drain you, which bring you energy, and you take notes, and then you're able to eventually, with observations and everything like that, figure out, okay, these are my natural reoccurring patterns of thought, feeling, and behavior. Okay, so the other piece that I picked up from this book, Play to Their Strengths by Alana and Brandon Miller. Annalyn and Brandon Miller play to their strengths in this book. And this is for if you are a parent and wanting to observe the talents of your children and to parent in a strengths-based approach, then this is a really great book for that. But in this book, they actually shifted the Gallup clues to talent to 5 E words. And so that helps us remember them if we can remember the E words. So I'm going to teach it to you that way today. So the first word is enthusiasm. Okay, so this is where, what are those activities that you're just naturally drawn to? And let me get my notes on this here. I want to make sure I tell you all the good stuff. Okay, there it is. So like you come home, you're exhausted, or your friend calls and says, hey, do you want to do this? And you're like, even if I'm tired, these are the certain activities that you're like, yeah, I could do that even when I'm tired, because you're drawn to it. Like it's like a magnet pulling you to it, right? So it's an internal force that kind of lends itself for you to do this thing over and over, and to choose this over something else over and over again. So this enthusiasm, let me see what else it says. An almost magnetic attraction that leads an individual to a particular activity or environment or time and time again. So yay. Let's see. Another, Clifton calls this yearning. So things that you might yearn for, or it's part of your wisdom of the body. So like intuitively you gravitate to these things. Ask yourself this question: what do you know you can do well, but you haven't done it yet? What do you know you can do well, but you haven't done it yet? That might be a clue to something that you're talented about. Oh, here's another question to think about. If you had an entire week of your calendar open up and you couldn't work on previous commitments, what would you spend your time doing? And that might be a clue to some of your talents. Okay, second E word is excellence. Excellence. Or Gallup would call this one the glimpses of excellence. So this I use compliments. So what has other people told you that you do well? And here's where sometimes your strengths come so naturally to you that you don't even think of them as strengths anymore. you just, like you're like, everyone does this. And you assume that it's just something that is natural to everyone and it's no big deal, and you kind of take it for granted. And so this is where this this glimpses of excellence is really going to help if you pay attention to what are the things other people are complimenting you, praising you on, really appreciative of, because that lets you know, hey, this is something that I'm doing that other people don't, or other people don't do as well, or other people are envious of, and trying to find out, how do you do this thing? I'm so fascinated by you. And so these are those things. What are you known for doing? What if other people told you you've done well? And then let's see, another question. Whoa, that was really great. How did I do that? You don't even know. Or let's see, after you've done it, you said, can't wait to do that again. So that's giving you have this level of excellence in that particular thing. All right, third one. I've already started to go into it a little bit, and it's ease, or in Gallup speak, it's rapid learning. And so these are the places where if you do something and you don't need much instruction to be able to do it, you just kind of pick it up and you know what to do, that's going to be this. It comes with great ease to you. Or perhaps the other way around, if you're going to explain something to someone else and you kind of get stuck because you can't really break down the steps of exactly what you did, because you just knew intuitively what to do. You just did it. So it's like, just do it. Then those are some clues that this may be an area of talent for you. So let's see some things that we can use for reflection. You only had to be taught something once and you got it. Okay, so here's a question. What have you done well that you didn't need explained? What activities do you do well, but you find it difficult to explain the steps of how to do it to others? So this is the way you're naturally wired. Let's see, shedding light on pathways considered, asking about a person's learning. What have you done? Let's see. What have you done well? What activities do you execute naturally, but you struggle to break down the steps? So it's just repeating the same thing. So you get it. It's ease. Okay. Now, I think what are we on? Third? Fourth one. Flow, or the E word is energy. Energy. So I think of this one, for me, talking about strengths gives me energy. So I come to the end of the day, I am too super exhausted, and then I do this activity that maybe I'm yearning for or naturally drawn to, but then at the end of it, I actually have more energy than when I started. And how could that be when I'm putting more energy into it? Well, it gave me back more. And that's a clue that it's a talent, right? So this is also, the energy one is where you go into flow and you lose track of time. And so maybe you are into something, you're totally zoned in, and then you look up and you're like, how did it get dark outside? Or, oh, I forgot to eat, I forgot to drink, I forgot to go to the bathroom. Like, oh my goodness. That's probably a clue that there's something about that activity that you were doing, or something about the environment that you were in, that you have a natural talent for. So let's see. This is your optimal state of intrinsic motivation. So what are you doing when time seems to disappear, is one of your reflection questions, or when all the pieces seem to fall together. When are those times? When time slows down, or when you don't have to think too much about it and it comes naturally. So then you're able to get that energy. Okay, the fifth and final E is enjoyment, or in Gallup terms, satisfaction. So what feels good? What are the activities that just bring you joy? And so it's a little bit different than I'm attracted to it and I yearn for it. And it's a little bit different than I do it and I'm in the zone. The nuance is I enjoy doing it, just naturally enjoy it. So what activities did you finish and think, I can't wait to do this again? That was so much fun. Why don't I do this more often? Or let's see, it's rare to find pleasure in places we don't already find strength, was one of the quotes there. Or it's important for us to pay attention to individualize intrinsic motivations, the activities or opportunities that we genuinely enjoy. So we need to pay attention to those. They're giving us clues. And then what sorts of activities do you finish and think, I can't wait to do that again? And what are you doing at work or at play when you truly enjoy yourself? So for work, I actually will take my job description and I might look bullet for bullet of the functions that I'm supposed to be doing. And I'll think, okay, do I enjoy doing that? Can I see one of my talents aligning with that? Or can I see how I use one of my talents to do that particular thing? And then you can kind of suss out which ones bring you joy, you focus on, you lose track of time, you get compliments on, and you seem to just naturally gravitate towards. If you're doing those things, there's probably a talent not too far behind. Okay, so those are the 5 clues to talent. Hopefully that was helpful and inspiring in some ways. So remember to always, always lead with your strengths, live with purpose, and empower you. See you next time.
Leaders, if you found this valuable, don't keep it to yourself. Like, subscribe, and share this post with others who could benefit from the insights and encouragement that I've shared here today. See you next time.